Hello everyone. So today we'll start up with first lesson, chemical reactions and equations. And in this before we study chemical reactions, what are chemical reactions? We will take few examples of our daily life. What are these daily life examples? Now first one is, suppose we keep milk in summers at the room temperature, right? What will happen? Think about it. Second, suppose we keep any iron article in humid atmosphere. What will happen? Think about it. Third, suppose cooking of food. We take an example which is a daily, very common daily life example. Fourth, digestion of food. What happens during digestion of food? Think about it. And sixth is respiration. That is the formation of energy. Right? Now, during all these daily life experiences, milk if kept at the room temperature, it changes into sour material, sour milk. Then iron kept in humid atmosphere, it changes into rust. Rust is formed. Cooking of food, a new food is cooked. New food material is prepared when we cook it. The raw food is cooked. During digestion of food also, during digestion of food, the food is converted into new substance to provide us energy. So in all these examples, what is happening? The nature and identity of the substance is totally changed. What is happening? Nature and identity of substances changed. Right? Isn't it? Which shows that there is a chemical change taking place. And whenever there is a chemical change, this shows that there is a chemical reaction taking place. So before we study chemical reaction, we must understand what is a chemical change. This physical difference between physical and chemical change you have done in your previous classes in 9th and 8th and 7th also. But still, for your knowledge, I'll explain you what is the difference between what is a chemical change and what is the difference between physical and chemical changes before we go further. Now, physical change and chemical change. What is a chemical change? First is that this is a temporary change and this is a permanent change. Second, this is reversible. The products formed can be changed back into the reactants. Here in reversible, it can be changed back, but it is irreversible, right? And third one is that there is no new substance formed. Whereas in a chemical change, a new substance is formed. That means what we are saying here, that the nature and identity of the original substance is totally changed. This is what we are talking about, a chemical change. Like, suppose you boil water, it first changes into gas, and then or you melt ice, melting of ice, it changes into water, and then if you freeze it again changes into solid form. So this is a physical change. It can be reversed, and no new substance is formed in a physical change. This we have already done. And in a chemical change, what happens? Like cooking of food or digestion of food, that change is a permanent. Once the food is cooked, it is cooked. You cannot reverse it. You cannot change it back. It is permanent. and a new substance is also formed. So we can say that the nature and identity of substance is changed. That means this is a chemical reaction taking place, right? So we can get the definition, the correct, how to define now chemical reaction. That chemical reaction is a process in which one or more substances, or you can say the reactants, combine together to form one or more products. So such reactions are known as chemical reactions, right? And whenever chemical change is taking place, that means a chemical reaction is there. Now, how we will understand these chemical reactions? We will understand it by taking example of 3 different activities which are there in your syllabus. Activity number 1. First is burning of magnesium ribbon. You burn magnesium ribbon in the presence of air. What will happen? Magnesium oxide. A new product, new substance, magnesium oxide, and the color of this magnesium oxide is white. It is a white powder, and it is produced with the production of white dazzling light. Mostly in exams it is asked in question, name the product formed when you burn magnesium ribbon in air, what is the color of this product formed, and how what it produces. So all these 3 are very important short answer type questions. Magnesium oxide is formed, the color is white product formed, and it is white dazzling light is produced because of the combination of magnesium and oxygen present in air. A totally new substance is formed, and we can say that this is a chemical reaction taking place, isn't it? Second activity. In second activity, we will say that you have to take activity 2, lead nitrate solution plus potassium iodide in a test tube. This is colorless solution. This is also colorless. And see what will be formed, what will be the product formed by these reactants. This is a chemical reaction. How we will understand? See, lead will combine with iodide. It will form lead iodide. यहीं से पता चल जाएगा कि प्रोडक्ट क्या होंगे. बिल्कुल डरने की जरूरत नहीं है कि हमें नहीं समझ आएगा प्रोडक्ट क्या होंगे. प्लस और क्या बनेगा? व्हाट इज लेफ्ट बिहाइंड? पोटेशियम नाइट्रेट. तो ये इसका अदर प्रोडक्ट हो जाएगा. लेड और आयोडाइड कंबाइन करेंगे, पोटेशियम एंड नाइट्रेट. सो यहाँ पर क्या बनेगा? पोटेशियम नाइट्रेट. ये अभी हम नहीं पढ़ रहे हैं क्या रिएक्शन होगी क्या नहीं होगी, बैलेंसिंग एंड ऑल. हमें मेन किस पर फोकस करना है? ये कलरलेस था, ये कलरलेस सॉल्यूशन की फॉर्म में था. दिस इज ऑल्सो कलरलेस सॉल्यूशन. यहाँ ये क्या बना? दिस इज येलो कलर्ड प्रेसिपिटेट. मीन्स देयर इज चेंज इन कलर. क्या चेंज में? फ्रॉम कलरलेस टू येलो कलर्ड. फ्रॉम it was in solution form, it is in solid form, precipitate form, right? So this is, we can say that this is a chemical reaction taking place. Now third activity, activity 3. In activity 3 what we have to do? We have to combine, we have to do the reaction of activity 3, zinc granules we have to take, plus we have to add dilute HCl or dilute sulfuric acid. Handle acid with care. Now what will happen? Zinc will combine with this and what will form? What do you think which gas will be formed? Hydrogen. Hydrogen gas will be formed. Plus यहाँ पर जो product होगा that we will study later on when we will do the equations and all. आप इस बात को समझिए कि suppose आपने ये एक टेस्ट ट्यूब में लिया है, right? You have taken it in a test tube. These are the zinc granules. Suppose these are zinc granules and you have added HCl in this. Now, what will be formed after that? This is zinc granules. This is dilute HCl. What will be formed? Few bubbles will start forming near the zinc granules. That means there is evolution of a gas. And if you touch this test tube, what will happen? You will observe that the test tube becomes hot. There is rise in temperature. So this shows that there is a chemical reaction taking place. Then, ultimately, in a nutshell, we can say that whenever a chemical reaction is taking place, what are the changes? Write down the 4 changes which take place, how you can find out that there is a chemical reaction taking place. So, 4 points. Chemical reaction means these changes are there. One or the more changes will be there. Number 1, change in state. There will be change in state. Change in color. Evolution of a gas. And 4th one is change in temperature. These are the 4 features will take place whenever a chemical reaction is taking place. Change in state, like you have observed in the case of 2 colorless solutions changing into 2 liquids changing into solid state. Then change in color, colorless solutions changing into yellow precipitate. Then evolution of a gas, zinc and HCl combine together to form hydrogen gas. This is an example of change in evolution of a gas. Then change in temperature, same test tube, if you touch you will find it is hot. There is change in temperature, so you can say that there is a chemical reaction taking place, right? Now this much you have done. Now how to write, how to complete the equations and the symbolic representation of all these things we will study in our next class. So till then, revise and try to imbibe the lesson. Thank you.